Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. Today's lesson is reflexive and intensive pronouns. Kindly open your writing coach, page number 9. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify, understand, and use reflexive and intensive pronouns. Also, you will learn the differences between the two and how to distinguish them. All right, I would like you to complete the KWH chart. You already have it. You write what you already know about reflexive and intensive pronouns here, and the question you have about those pronouns or any confusion you still have got. And finally, the learned column, leave it till the end of the lesson, then you write what you have learned and whether your answers and wonders have been answered. All right, so first we start with reflexive pronoun and then we move to intensive pronouns. So a reflexive pronoun directs the action of the verb toward its subject. It points back, in other words, it points back to a noun or pronoun because the subject can be a noun or a pronoun early in the sentence. On the other hand, an intensive pronoun adds emphasis. This is what it does. It only adds emphasis to a noun or pronoun in the same sentence. Okay, so the first one directs the action of the verb towards or toward its subject. The second one, the second type, that is the intensive pronoun, emphasis, adds emphasis to a noun or pronoun in the same sentence. So basically this is the major difference between the two. To form either a reflexive or an intensive pronoun, add self or selves. Self for singular, selves for plural. To a personal pronoun, and I hope you are familiar with personal pronouns. Otherwise, check one of my videos in which I'm explaining personal pronouns. A reflexive pronoun is essential to the sentence's meaning. An intensive pronoun is not essential to the meaning. All right. For example, this is the first one for reflexive. She told herself to breathe deeply. So here herself, that is the reflexive pronoun. Okay, reflexive pronoun, herself. What does it do? It directs this action of telling to the subject. The subject, that is she. She told herself, she told him, she told herself to breathe deeply. Whereas when we come to see the example of intensive is different. George himself. Here we are not directing anything. Okay, George himself was a caddy once. As you see here, the play that the reflexive pronoun plays is totally different from the role of the intensive pronoun. That the first one is essential to the meaning of this sentence. We cannot do without it. Whereas the second one is not vital, is not crucial. The first practice, identify reflexive and intensive pronouns. So here we will learn how to distinguish between the two in sentences. Read each sentence, then write each underlined pronoun. So we already have them underlined here. We just have to write them again, and after that we put a dash and then we write whether this pronoun is reflexive or intensive. So for example, Glenn pushed himself to learn a new word every day. So this is himself. I will write it down, dash, then I will ask myself, is it reflexive or intensive? In other words, this pronoun, does it direct the action of the verb toward the subject, or does it just add emphasis to the subject? In the case of directing, the action of the verb toward the subject, then it is reflexive, and this is the case here in this example. Let's see number 1. Carrie found herself. So herself, did we use it just to emphasis, or we use it to in order to direct the action of the verb toward the subject? So actually, to direct. In this case, it is reflexive. So write herself, and the type is reflexive pronoun. So we just write reflexive. Number 2. I myself would rather go to New York. So here, myself, the way I used it here, is it to direct an action of a verb? I can see one. No. So it is being used for the purpose or the sake of emphasizing. Therefore, it is intensive. Intensive. Number 3, ask yourself whether you could do as good a job. So ask whom, ask yourself. So here, therefore, it's clear it's reflective. Number 4, because I'm not adding emphasis. Number 4, help yourself to some strawberries. I think the answer is clear, is the same. Troublemakers, this is in number 5, will find themselves unwelcome here. So troublemakers will find themselves. So themselves, is it being used for the sake of emphasizing, or in order to direct the action of the verb toward the subject? It is the latter, therefore it is reflexive. Number 6, they congratulated themselves for solving the mystery. So as you can see here, they congratulated whom? They congratulated themselves. We are just reflecting reflecting. So here this pronoun is used to direct the action of congratulating towards the subject. Therefore, it is reflexive. Number 7, and finally, I did it all myself, Todd bragged. So here also it is used as a reflexive pronoun, myself. So I will leave number 8 to number 10 for you as homework. You do it, take a good picture and send it over in private message via Teams. Alright, practice B, writing reflexive and intensive pronouns. So we have to read each sentence, then we have to complete the blanks by writing reflexive or intensive pronouns to complete those sentences. For example, he made, the answer is himself, an old-fashioned mixtape, because he agrees with himself. That's why it is the right answer, both of them for male and singular. Number 1, I talked to the reporter myself. I did it myself. In other words, I talked to the reporter myself. So the my goes with the I. All right, the I of person pronoun. Then we add self for singular and selves for plural, as I explained first. Number 2, give a break, you tried. So this is the pronoun that helps me know what the answer should look like. In this case, give yourself, because we have you. Give yourself a break, you tried. Always try to find the pronoun in order to know what answer you should write. Number 3, Rembrandt painted many portraits of over the years. So Rembrandt painted many portraits of himself, because Rembrandt is a boy, a man, male, so we use him. That will agree with a singular male, himself, and we add self since it is singular. Okay, I will leave number 4 and 5 for you as homework. Just to check whether sorry for the handwriting. I'm using just the pen screen. Just for the sake to see whether you got it, I leave the last two ones for you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. Take good care of yourselves, and goodbye for now.